Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to solve day 17 problem of this month on LeetCode. Before starting, if you guys haven't subscribed my YouTube channel yet, then please go ahead and subscribe it. Now, without any delay, let's get started with today's problem. So today I'm going to solve problem number 1937, maximum number of points with cost. Okay, so let's read the problem statement first. So you are given an m into n integer matrix points starting with 0 points. You want to maximize the number of points you can get from the matrix. Okay. So to gain points, you must pick one cell in each row. Picking the cell at coordinates RC will add points of RC to your score. Okay. However, you will lose points if you pick a cell too far from the cell that you picked in the previous row. Okay, so for every two adjacent rows R and R plus 1, okay, two adjacent rows, picking cells at coordinates RC1 and R plus 1 C2. Okay, so this is, let's say this is row number 1 and then this is going to be my row number 2. Okay, and these two are the different columns, okay, C1 and C2. So it is going to subtract absolute of C1 minus C2 from your score. Okay, that simply means the distances between the two columns, okay, in adjacent rows. So we have to return the maximum number of points you can achieve. Let's understand this with an example now. Okay, so this is my example number 1. Okay, so in my this is nothing but my first row. In my first row I have elements like this 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so now I need to go to the bottom, right? I need to go to the bottom here. Okay, so if I just go from this cell, okay, let's say I have picked this cell. Okay, so if I go to this cell, then the total result that I'm going to get is 2. Okay, 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, now from this cell, if I move to this cell, okay, so 1 plus 5 is 6 and absolute difference. Okay, so let me just name the rows. Okay, this is row 0, this is row 1, this is row 2. Okay, this is column 0, column 1 and column 2. Okay, so here from this 1, if I go to this 5, then 1 plus 5 total cost is 6 minus the absolute difference, so 1 minus 0. Okay, so these two are the different columns, right? So absolute difference, so here I'm going to get 5. Okay, 1 plus 5 is 6 and 6 minus the absolute difference between the columns. Okay, then from this cell 1, if I go to this cell, okay, after this one, if I select this one, okay, so 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 minus, okay, 1 plus 1 is 2, and in this 2 I have to subtract my C2 minus C0. Okay, so C2 is nothing but column 2. Okay, so 2 minus 0 is 2. Okay, so here total cost is going to be 0. Okay, in that case. Okay, so this is what we are doing, right? So same way we have to check for from this. Okay, from this 2, if I go from this 2, if I go to this cell, okay, so 2 plus 1 is nothing but 3, right? 3 minus absolute difference. Okay, so here I am going to get 2 only. Okay, from this 2, if I go to this 5, 2 plus 5 is 7 and then no cost, right? Same columns. Then from this 2, if I go to this 1, so 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 minus 1, so 2 I am getting here. Okay, now same way from this 3 I have to check. From this 3, if I go to this 1, 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 minus 2, 2 only. Okay, then from this 3, if I go to this 5, 3 plus 5 is 8, 8 minus 1 is 7, right? And from this 3, if I go to this, so 4. Okay, so what is the result that I'm getting? So my first row is like this 1, 2, 3, and my second row is going to be like this. Okay, so what is the max? What is the max value that I'm getting here? 2. What is the max value that I'm getting here? 7. What is the max value that I'm getting here? 4. Okay, so what we are doing? We have to return the maximum number of points with cost now. So these are the maximum number of points with cost right now. Okay, so from this one, if I go to this one, so 2. Okay, so this is the maximum point that I can get at this particular cell. Okay, anytime, if I visit from 1 or if I visit from 2 or if I visit from 3. Okay, so what is the maximum points that I can get is 2 only. Okay, right? So this is what we need to do. Then from this 274 we need to go to this last bottom's row, right? So from this 2, if let's say from this 2 if I go to down here, so 2 plus 3 is 5. From this 2 if I go to this cell, so 2 plus 1 is 3 minus 1 is 2. Okay, absolute difference I am subtracting. 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 minus 2 is 1. Okay, so this is what I'm going to get. Then from this 7 if I want to go down, okay, from this 7 if I want to go down, so 7 plus this 3, 10, 10 minus 1 is 9. Okay, this is one option. Then from this 7 plus 1 is 8. Okay, then from this 7 if I want to go to this one, 7 plus 1 is 8, 8 minus 1 is 7. Okay, this is one option. Okay, so this is for 7. Okay, if I want to go down via this route, via this 4 route, okay, so 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 minus 2 is 5, 4 plus 1 is 5, 5 minus 1 is 4, 4 plus 1 5. Okay, so this is what I'm getting. So what is the max value that I'm getting here? I have checked all the routes. So 595, what is my max value here is 9, and 284, what is the max? 8. 175, what is max? 7. Okay, so here let me write it like this: 1 2 3, then I have calculated this 274, then I have calculated 987. So see, this is the path now. I have started from this 3, then I have chosen this path 7. Okay, then after that I have chosen this path. Okay, so see, blue color, right? 3, 7 and 9. Okay, so now check this path. Check here. 3 plus 5 is 8, and columns are different, so minus 1. Okay, 3 plus 5 is 8, minus 1 is 7. So from 7 if I add this 10, then columns are different, so I have to subtract the absolute difference. So 10 minus 1 is 9. So this is the path. Okay, this is what we need to do, right? So I hope that you guys are clear. Okay, so now let's see how we are going to solve this problem. Okay, so my first row is 1 2 3. Okay, 1 2 3. Okay, so if I just go down, then my total cost is 1. Okay, from this cell if I just go down, my total cost is 1. Okay, now I want to fill this cell. Okay, so here I am just trying to get the cost if I'm coming from the left cell of left cells only. Okay, we are going to calculate the max points coming from the left only. Okay, so here if I use this cell, okay, if I use this cell, so can I write it like this: 1, total cost is 1, and I have to subtract 1 from it now, because these are two are the different columns separated by just one distance. Okay, 1 minus 1, or I can directly bring this 2 down. Okay, so out of this, which is the best option for me right now? This is the best option, right? So here I am writing 2. Okay, now I have to fill this value. Okay, so either I can bring it down directly, or out of these two, which is the best route, okay, to fill the values? So can I come from this one? So if I come from this one, then 1 minus the distance is 1 minus 2 is minus 1. Okay, so this is not a good thing, right? Or if I come from this side, okay, so 2 minus 1, then this is 1. Okay, this is one route, right? So here out of these two, which is the best? Out of these two, if I want to check, if I want to come from 1 to this position, or if I want to come from this 2 to this position, what is best? This is best na, 2 minus 1 is best. Okay, so I can directly check this distance na. Then why do I need to check for this one, because for these two I get the best result here. Okay, for these two cells I get the best results here, so directly I am going to subtract 1 from this one. So 2 minus 1, and if I directly bring this 3 down, okay, so what is the best result out of this? 3 only, right? So here from left, okay, we are calculating the max points coming from the left side. Okay, so for this I have calculated the points as 1 2 and 3. Okay, so I hope that this is clear. Now same way we have to check for the right. Okay, So from right I can bring this 3 directly down. Okay, then I just have to I have this cost only. Okay, 3. Now I have two options to fill this cell. Okay, now I'm calculating the max points coming from the right. Okay, so 3, I bring it 3 down. Okay, so right means simply I'm checking from the right sides only. Left means I'm checking from the left sides only. Okay, all the left sides only. I'm ignoring the right sides. Okay, so now right side. So okay, I can bring this 2 directly down here. Okay, or I can bring this 3. Okay, use this path. So 3 minus 1, absolute difference, huh? 3 minus 1. Okay, so I have told you now I can check directly this 3. Okay, here I've told you directly check this 3 2, because this 2 is the best from this 1 2. Okay, and here 3 minus 1 is 2, so 2 only. Okay, I have to write 2 only here, best is 2. Okay, now I have to fill this. So same way I have told you, just check the best among these two. So here I am storing the best only na at this position. So 2 minus 1. Okay, for this 2 3 you will see that I am storing the best here. Just like for this 1 and 2 I am storing the best here na. For this 2 and 3 I am storing the best here coming from the right. Okay, so 2 minus 1 out of these two, or this one if I directly bring. So what is the max value? 1 only. Okay, so here, so you will see that for both left and right I am getting the values as 1 2 3 1 2 3 only. Okay, so now let me write it again. 1 2 3. Okay, and here I have calculated the max points coming from the left, so that is nothing but 1 2 3, and I have calculated the max points coming from the right, and that is nothing but 1 2 3. Okay, now out of these two, what is the max value, max between my left and right? 1 2 3. Okay, this is the max, right? And what is my next row? 1 5 1. Okay, my next row is 1 5 1. Okay, this is nothing but my next row. Okay, and this is nothing but my max between left and right. Okay, I have to just add these two. What is the result that I'm going to get? 2 7 4, right? So this is what I'm getting here, 2 7 4. Okay, I hope that this is clear. Now one more point here, how I'm going to get this 987. Okay, so now again do the same thing, 2 7 4. If I'm just calculating from the left, I'm calculating from the right. Okay, just understand it carefully. So if I just bring this 2 down, so 2 here. Okay, for this 7 I can bring this 7 down directly, or best result, this result is stored here only. Okay, best result for the previous lefts. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So 1 and 7, what is the best among 1 and 7? 7, right? So here I am just going to write 7. Okay, so now see one more point here carefully. Now see, this is important. Okay, I can bring this 4 directly down. Okay, and out of these two paths, which is going to give me the best result? So I have stored the best result here. So 7 minus 1. Minus 1, why I am doing minus 1? Absolute difference between these two. Na? So 7 minus 1 is nothing but 6. So out of this 6 and 4, which is the thing that I have to store? I have to store 6 here, not 4. Okay, so this is going to be my left, 2 7 and 6. So you will see why we are storing 6 here. So see here, 4 4, I can directly bring this 4 down here. From this 7, if I want to choose this path, so 7 minus 1 6. Okay, then if I want to choose this path, so 2 minus 2 0. Okay, absolute difference between these two now. So best option is 6 only, and I am storing the best result here, 7. So I have to just subtract minus 1 from this one. 7 minus 1 is 6. Okay, same way for right. So for right I am going to fill, so I can bring this 4 directly down here. Then out of this 7 and 4 minus 1 is 3. So which is the best option for me? 7 is the best option. Okay, now see carefully, I can bring this 2 here, or I can bring this 7 minus 1. 7 minus 1 is nothing but 6. So out of this 2 and 6, which is the best option for me? 6. Okay, so this is done. So I have calculated my left and right. Now I have to find the max between my left and right. Okay, so what is the max between my left and right? So you will see that 6, here it is 7, and here it is 6. Okay, this is the max. Now just bring your last row here, 3 1 1. 3 1 1. Okay, 3 1 1. Okay, now let's calculate 9 987, and 987 is the thing that I'm getting here, 987. Okay, now in the end, what we have to do, we have to just find the maximum element. What is the max here? 9, and 9 is going to be my output. Okay, so what we are doing here, we are going to calculate the maximum number of points with cost, okay, that you can achieve. Okay, this is what we need to do. We need to move from the top to the bottom, right? So what is the max number of points that I'm getting here? 9. Okay, so I hope that you guys are clear with this explanation. Okay, now we are going to move to the coding part. Okay, so code is also going to be very simple for this problem. I'm just going to write the same thing that I explained. Okay, so first thing, let's calculate the number of rows. So for that, int m is equal to points dot length, and then calculate the number of columns that I have. So that is nothing but points of 0 dot length. Okay, so I have calculated my number of rows and my number of columns. Okay, now after that we have to return the answer in long format now. So I am creating these two left and right, these left and right arrays I am creating. Okay, and also I am using the prev rows and current rows. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, so first let's create my prev row, and I'm just going to give the long. Okay, here, so prev row, it is going to store my previous row. Okay, that's nothing but. Okay, so new long, and give the size as n only. Okay, number of columns that I have, and same way current row is equal to new long of n. Okay, then after that we have to initialize my first row. Okay, so I'm starting from my first row now. Here I am starting from my first row. Okay, so I'm just going to make this as my prev row. Okay, prev row. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to run my one loop for int I is equal to 0, I is less than n. That simply means number of columns that I have. Okay, and here, okay, so usually we denote rows as I and columns as j. Now so let's do one thing here. Let's change this I to j, because we don't want to get confused later on. Okay, so here for int j is equal to 0, j is less than n, j plus plus. Okay, and inside this I have to fill the value in my prev row of j. Okay, so prev row of j is equal 0 is equal to 1, prev row of 1 is equal to 2, prev row of 2 is equal to 3. This is what we need to do. So from where these values are coming, 1 to 3, these values are coming from my points array. Okay, so points of 0 0, points of 0 1, points of 0 2. So row is fixed, columns are changing. So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to write points of 0 is fixed. Okay, so points of 0, and here I'm to write just j. That's it. Okay, so I hope that this is clear. Then after that we have to process each row starting from the second row. Okay, so here I'm just going to create one loop for int I is equal to 1, I is less than number of rows that I have m. Okay, I plus plus. Okay, inside this we have to calculate the maximum points coming from the left. Okay, so here first thing we have to do is maximum points coming from the left. Okay, so for that I'm going to create one new array. Let's name it as left. Okay, and new long number of columns, and okay, and initially, so left of 0 value. Okay, left of 0 value is going to be this same value na. This value is nothing but my prev row of 0. Okay, left of 0 value is nothing but my prev row 0. So here I'm just going to write prev row of 0. Okay, that's it. Then after that we have to fill these values. Okay, so for that I'm just going to write for int, now my column is going to start from 1 na, right? J is less than n, j plus plus, and inside this I have to fill the value of my left of j. And how I'm going to fill the values of left of j? I have to do simple thing, math.max of. So what I'm doing here, I'm finding the max na between this value or this minus 1 value. Okay, so here I'm finding but 1 minus 1. or this value. Okay, so out of this, which is the maximum? So what I'm doing, math.max of left of j minus 1. Okay, because this is going to store the best result that I have until now, minus 1, and here just calculate the value of this priv row of j. Okay, so here I'm just going to write priv row of j. That's it. Okay, this is done. Now we have to calculate the max points coming from the right side. Same. So here after this I'm just going to write long of right is equal to new long n, and then what is the value of right of n minus 1. Okay, so this value is equal to this value, right? So this is nothing but my priv row of n minus 1. So I have to just update that, priv row of n minus 1. Okay, and then after that we have to run one j loop for this value and this value. Okay, oppositely we are feeling, right? So we have to write int j is equal to n minus 2. This time j should be greater than or equal to 0, and j decrement. Okay, and here I have to fill the values of my right of j as nothing but math.max of this value minus 1. Okay, 3 minus 1, or the value that is coming from top. Okay, out of this which is maximum. Okay, so here I am to write right of j plus 1 minus I by, here we have to write priv row of j. That's it. Okay, so I hope that these two things are clear. Then we have to calculate the current row values. Okay, so how we are calculating the current row values? Finding the max, and the next row we are just going to do the addition of these two. Okay, so this is how we are doing 274. This 274 is nothing but my current row of j. So here what I am going to write, for int j is equal to 0, j is less than n, j plus plus, and inside this current row of j values that we need to fill is equal to points of I, and here it's going to be j. Okay, this one plus math dot max of, okay, so this one and max of L and R. Okay, math dot max of left of j, right of j. That's it. Okay, we have calculating the current row of j values. Then once this is done, once we get this current row, then we have to make this as my priv row and again do the same process again. So what I am going to do here, I am going to write my priv row is equal to cur row. That's it. And now in the end we have to just find the maximum value in the last row. Okay, so in the last we are going to get this result, and we have to find the max value in the last row. So here I am just going to create one variable long max is equal to long dot min underscore value, and here for int j is equal to 0, j is less than n, j plus plus, and update get my max as max is equal to nothing but math dot max of the max value that I already have, and priv row of j. Okay, so every time my this last row will become priv row in the end. So priv row is equal to nothing but current row. Okay, this is what's going to happen here, and in the end just return max. That's it. Return max. Okay, that's it. Just a few lines of code, right? 34 lines of code. Okay, now let's run it and see if there are any code issues.
So all the test cases has been accepted. Now let's submit it. So see, our solution is accepted, right? So here what is going to be my time complexity? So here I am running this loop n times, so it is going to be of n. Then inside this I am running this loop, okay, this loop for m times, and inside this I am running this j loop for n times, okay. So this loop is also running for almost n times, and this also is running for n times only, okay. So if I just see inside, so this is nothing but n plus n plus this n, okay, total 3n, or so you can simply say n, and outer loop for m, so m into n is going to be my time complexity, okay. So see, time complexity is nothing but of m into n, okay. So I hope that you guys are able to understand today's problem. If you guys still have any doubts, then please feel free to ask in comment section. Till then, keep coding and keep practicing. Meet you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.